All right, what's going on, everybody, and welcome back to episode 2 of the Speakeasy Scorecard. And today we're talking about Elly De La Cruz, Mr. 450-foot home runs, Mr. I hit grand slams on my bobblehead day. The guy is kind of a hobby darling. I'm a big fan. But today we're going to put his numbers to the test. As you know, the Speakeasy Scorecard, we're not looking at metrics to see about winning baseball games. We're looking at metrics to see about collectability and should you be adding him to your collection? So let's take a look. First up, who is Elly De La Cruz? A little bit of a background. 2024 was his rookie year. Had a phenomenal year, 25 home runs, 67 stolen bases, hit 259 with an OPS of 810. He's a 6'5 shortstop, walking highlight reel. And he's only 24 years old. So, young guy playing shortstop for the Reds. Last year was not his best year. Statistically, there was a bit of a drop-off from 2024, but not too bad. I wouldn't call it like a sophomore slump. But let's take a look at if he's somebody that should be added to your collection. We weight in 4 different categories here. So we'll take a look at each of these categories. We'll put down his stats and we'll award him points on a scale of 1 to 10 and take it from there. So first up, WRC coming in at 115. On WRC Plus, that measures how good are you at baseball. League average is 100. So this says Elly is better than 15% better than the other guys out there playing ball. So not elite, but he's better than average. So we're going to give him 4 points for that. Barrel percentage, 10.2%. All right, again, a little bit above league average. We're not elite here. Barrel percent is exit velocity along with the vertical angle. So this is, where you're hitting the ball hard, are you hitting it at the right angle, and are you going to be driving highlights, which he does, with these hard hits, big home runs, things like that. So we're going to give him 7 points for the barrel percentage. K percent, that's where things start to fall off the tracks a little bit for Elly. He does strike out quite a bit, almost 26%. That's very risky because the more you strike out, you're not putting the ball in play, and that can lead to prolonged slumps, I think. So we're going to give him 4 points for that. All right, so next up, let's look at expected WOBA. All right, and this is going to evaluate a player's overall offensive production based on the deserved outcomes. So we're taking luck out of the equation here. He had a 322, and we're going to give him 4 points for that. 322, solid score. But kind of at the bottom of the solid level, I'd say. As far as the hobby ecosystem goes, the guy is the face of the hobby in some ways. They want him to be the face of the hobby and of the league. I mean, he's a likable guy. He makes electric plays out there. He's a star. So we'll give him 7 points here. He's not quite, he's not Aaron Judge or Ohtani as far as star power, but it's on the rise. So his Speakeasy total score comes in at 26. Let's take a look at some other things. So before we get to what does that 26 mean, we talked about on the last episode when we broke down Ben Rice, and I'll put a link in the description here, so check out that video. I start adding guys to my vault when they hit 40. When their score is in about the 40 mark. So that's going to be like guys Soto, Judge, Mookie, Ohtani, of course. Those guys are going in the vault. 30 to 40, that's going to be like my stash area. Elly is a little bit different because I feel like he's a stash player. I have cards of his already. Are we looking at a low point, being able to get some of his cards for cheap right now? Maybe. So he is 24 years old. And one other thing we like to look at here is ground ball percentage, because we all know home runs, grand slams, the big hits, extra base hits, those drive the highlights, and those drive collectability for players, right? So MLB average 44.2, he's hitting 50.6%. So 50% ground balls. That's a lot of ground balls that he's hitting. Those Junior Caminero is another guy that now he put up 45 home runs last year, but he also hits a lot of ground balls. So something to keep an eye on there. Let's take a look at the big board and where he kind of falls in here. On the left, we have how many points he's earned. So Elly at 26 points, was it, is going to come up a little short of Ben Rice in his 38, who I think is just on the outside of my vault looking in. And what we like to look at on the bottom is the Topps Gold rookie card value, the average price over the last 30 days. So over the last 30 days, Elly's average gold card has been, according to my notes, $43. More expensive than Ben Rice, who statistically is a much better player, at least last year. So also looking at the market movers data, we have money flowing in to Elly. As you can see, the volume is up 23.7%. I kind of like to start to look at that at 25%. But so it is going in. How many cards? He sold almost 3,000 sales last month of over the past 30 days of Elly cards. And his price hasn't changed much, which there again does signal money flowing in. Price isn't changing. So prices could be on the rise, especially with spring training if he has a good spring training coming out of the gate. So the question is, am I still putting Elly in my stash, or where's he going to go based on his scorecard here? And the answer for me, I'm putting him on the radar. So I'm no longer purchasing any Elly De La Cruz cards unless it's some type of spectacular deal that I can come across. I think that I want to see him come out and really accomplish something this year, put up some more big numbers, and then I'll think about putting him back into the stash and collecting more of his cards. But if you are a Reds fan, if you're a huge Elly fan, right now could be the time to jump on some of his cards. So let's talk about what some of my favorites are. This is the Bowman Chrome rookie card, refractor, numbered out of $4.99. So you can pick those up anywhere from like $12 to $15 is the average over the past month on eBay. However, I don't think there might be one for sale right now. So they are kind of hard to come by right now. Here's the gold card, kind of the standard. Always something that I like to add to the collection. I don't have one of his, so unless I see a great deal for it, I probably won't be picking it up. Again, they average around $43. So we'll see, where Elly is after spring training. I'll have to reevaluate. Is he a guy that I'm really collecting? Another card that I always like the Real One autos from Heritage. So here's the Real One auto from Elly. And finally, the Topps Chrome refractor rookie card, kind of another gold standard, if you will. And you can pick these up for probably under $10. But these are the four cards that if I were going to be collecting or starting to collect Elly, I'd probably focus in on these right here. It's not going to break the bank aside from that autograph card. Now, the thing about that Heritage autograph card is those are averaging around $400, which isn't cheap by any means. But if you tried to buy that same card over the past couple of years, I believe they were like $600 to $700. So it is an example of buying low. It's just, do you believe that he is going to be a future Hall of Famer or, on that trajectory, which is where I like to have my vault players. The stash guys, they're kind of guys that I like. I want to see where things are going to go, and I want to get in on early on some of them, which I have with Elly with a few cards, but definitely not making his way to my vault anytime soon until we see some major upticks in that production and the scorecard get at least into the mid-30s for me. So Let me know in the comments, what do you guys think about Elly De La Cruz? Is he somebody that you're adding to your collection? And who else would you like me to break down? So we've done Ben Rice, we've done Elly De La Cruz. Please hit that thumbs up and a like to make sure that you catch the next video. You're not going to want to miss that one. And if you do like any of these cards, I have put links to the searches that I use to find them down below. They help out the channel. They don't cost you anything. They're affiliate links. So if you do buy something, we get a little commission for it, but it helps out the channel. You get your card and it doesn't cost you anything extra, and it is much appreciated. But until next time, keep collecting, and I'll see you on the next one.